So, is cash still king? Seriously, that's a real question that I think is going through a lot of our minds right now as we continue in through the last year or two, where you're starting to see a lot of local businesses stop taking cash, at least on a temporary basis. And it may not be as temporary as you think. At least that's what I'm starting to wonder. So that's what we're going to ask today. We're going to say, hey, is cash still king? And of course, I'm not talking about, online. Of course, if you order from Amazon or if you're a silver stacker like me and you order from places like AtMex or SD Bullion, you can't send them cash. I mean, it's not safe to send cash through the mail, of course. But, whenever you walk into like a local business, if you walk into a department store, if you go to an amusement park, you could always take cash with you, and you could always know that you could exchange this cash for a service or goods from a business. And that just seems to be less and less of the norm, at least on a temporary basis right now. And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So really quick, before we start talking about it, guys, do me a favor, go down below and make sure you are subscribed because it really helps me out, and click the notification bell for future videos. So, is cash still king? I mean, the reason I'm thinking about this is I just got back from vacation. I traveled with my family for a vacation. We went down to Panama City. We stopped in Alabama and a couple of other places in our way. And I noticed a lot of places on the way that we stopped at that was not accepting cash. Now, I will say that every gas station I stopped at was, but a lot of the businesses weren't. For example, here, this is actually from a Walmart in Birmingham, Alabama. It said, "Dear customers, we are having a coin shortage at this time. We are accepting cards only. Sorry for the inconvenience, management." And that was a Walmart. I thought that was crazy because the Walmart near me, all the Walmarts near me accept cash. So it was crazy to me that there was actually a Walmart that wasn't accepting. And apparently this is not the only one in the US. I didn't just get lucky and stumble upon it. But this wasn't the only place. There were a lot of places just like that one that weren't accepting cash for transactions, for goods or services, whatever. Now, a lot of them, they would say because of COVID. Some of them would say because of, the coin shortage, whatever it may be, they weren't accepting cash. And I started thinking, is this going to become the norm? Is this like a new thing that we're going to be dealing with over the next 5 or 10 years? Is this just their way to test and see if this is something that works for them? For example, here, this is a sign from Six Flags over Texas. It says a safer, faster way to pay. Six Flags only accepts card and mobile payments. And they have there on the bottom, you can see there's a Ready card there. Well, Six Flags does allow you to take cash in like this, and then you can put it on what's called a Ready card. And the Ready card is basically just a card with cash on it that you can use inside the park. So I believe they have kiosk, but you can definitely do it at guest relations. I know because I have a Six Flags near me. You can definitely do it at guest relations. You can put it on this card, and then you can use the card in the park. So they're taking cash in certain locations to be able to load this Ready card, and that's about it. At that point, none of the games, none of the food, like the snack bars or food stands, nothing takes cash in the park at all, except for going through guest relations to load money onto this Ready card. Now, it says a safer and faster way to pay. Of course, they're saying safer because less cash exchanging hands, less germs, et cetera, et cetera. But so that's what they mean by safer. Now, faster, that's really up for debate because I'll be honest with you, and I'm not going to knock Six Flags here very heavily, but I am. I've seen the guys you have behind the snack stands, and this isn't all of them, but more often than not, you go up to a snack stand and you have like one of your drink cups, and you're just wanting wanting a refill. You give it to them, they're like, "What do you want?" They're super unhappy. You give them the cup, they dump out the ice into the sink. They don't rinse it out. They just dump it out into the sink. They take their scoop, they scoop new ice in it, they fill it up, they give it back to you. Very slowly, very unenthusiastically, hard. They don't say thank you, and nothing. I'm not saying all of them. There are some good ones. I've been to some that I've been very impressed with. You could tell the person's excited that they have a job there. They're excited to be there. But this, I'm talking 75% of them, maybe more. Just you could tell they just don't want to be there. So you could definitely speed it up just by doing better training for your employees and or getting better employees if it's not a training issue. I don't know which one it is. But the excitement is not there in the majority of them, and it really slows it down. You'll see long lines of people just standing at one of these snack bars to refill their drink. And that's all they want. They're not getting pretzels or anything else. They just want to refill their drink, and it's taking forever because these guys are slow as molasses. And we even went to a Six Flags recently where, and not to get off base about cash is king, but where we went up, we were in line for one of the slides at the water park, And the lifeguard that was loading people in the boat was doing it so slowly that there was only like one raft going down a slide like every 45 to 60 seconds. I was actually timing it on my watch. And they finally got a new lifeguard up there. And sure enough, all of a sudden, this guy was happy to be there. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Everyone's going. But anyway, back on to Cash is King. So, I mean, you know, Six Flags isn't accepting it. They're saying safer. They're saying faster. But in reality, is this just them and other businesses as well testing what this might be like on a permanent basis? And I think it is, because I don't think we're very far away. I don't think we're very far away at all from being in that cashless society that we're talking about. Some people are saying decades, but the US themselves have already admitted that they are working on their own digital currency on the blockchain, just like Bitcoin and Ethereum, etc. And I don't think we're off very far from businesses starting to accept that as their form of payment, only because that will be a legal US tender, just like this here is, except for businesses won't have to deal with worrying about employees stealing cash out of the registers. They won't have to worry about Brinks taking the money back and forth to the bank. They don't have to worry about being robbed for the money in the register and the money in the safe. Why? Because it's all digital. It's all on the blockchain. And I can see from a business standpoint where the benefits are, but what are the benefits for you and me? Well, there aren't any, at least in my opinion. The benefits for them, I get it, but it's worse for us because now the government gets to see everything we do. They get to see every soda we buy. They get to see every pack of gum we get. They get to see every time we get our car washed, because everything we do is digital. And we're already there. We're already kind of there. But it's not as easy for the government to, you know, subpoena bank records as it will be for just them to look on the blockchain and be like, all right, address so is linked to Silver Seeker. What did Silver Seeker buy today? Oh, he bought a drink. Oh, he bought this and that. And for the majority of people, that won't matter. It's not going to, who cares? Like, it's like when we talk about listening devices, you know, for the majority of people, it's not like we're saying anything that is, we care that anyone's hearing. Oh, big deal, I have a camera. What's the government going to see me changing in the morning? Woo, who cares? But, you know, there are a lot of people that, like myself, that whether or not we care what they're listening to, whether or not we care what they're seeing, it's still privacy, and that is important to us, and we deserve that right as Americans. And I'm just not a big fan of moving into what I think is going to be a cashless society. And I think this is just businesses ramping up to see if that is something that works for them. And I think a lot of them are going to like it and going to hang on to it. It's like a new tax that I've talked about in the past. You know, they bring up, they create a tax for so-and-so to fund whatever. And when the thing that's being funded by said tax is over, the tax doesn't go away, does it? No, of course not, because the government's used to that extra money. They're used and they like getting that extra money. And so they just, rather than cancel the tax, they just find somewhere else to put the money that they're getting from that tax. And I think this is going to be the same way for businesses moving to a cashless system where either you can turn in your cash for the card, or you can just use debit, credit card. You can use mobile payments, or of course you can use your government-backed digital currency. I don't know. This is just me rambling, but I want to know what you think down below. So do you think this is just the start of businesses seeing how it's going to be cashless without the stuff here in my hand that's being keyed out with my green screen a little bit? Do you think so? Because I do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tinfoil hatting. Maybe I'm conspiracy theorying. I don't know. That's not really conspiracy. But maybe I'm tinfoil hatting here, right? I don't know, but it's something to think about, and I'd love to know what you think. So do me a favor, leave me a comment down below. What do you think about this? Have you seen businesses that are only accepting cards and not accepting cash anymore? I mean, it wasn't but 2 years ago where San Francisco banned credit-only stores because they said it was negative for people that were low income, or for people that are dealing with identity theft issues and can't have credit and debit cards right now. And now all of a sudden it's the opposite, and it's, you know, all these places are only taking credit, and they're using COVID, or they're using the coin shortage as an excuse. I don't know. Let me know what you know down below. I'd be interested in knowing. So I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below. Like I said, if you haven't done so yet, if you're new to the channel, really helps me out if you subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. And we'll see you next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did leave a video above you can check out if you haven't seen it yet. I also want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to my awesome channel supporters scrolling right there on the right hand of the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.